Good morning, everyone. Today we are studying electronics 2. Chapter is computer fundamentals, and concepts which we will study today is concept of bus, input devices, and output devices. Now, what is the concept of bus? Bus is a group of wires that carry bits. A bus is basically a communication path between the processing unit and the peripherals. Buses are of three types. First bus is the address bus, second bus is the data bus, third bus is the control bus. Now the processing unit, the memory and the input output ports in the computer are linked with each other by these three types of buses. So here when we have three types of buses, what do we have to know? First is the address bus. As you should be if you are registered at a particular place and you are to be contacted, your address is required. Your email address, either your residential address, either your some digital storage. When we do those places also on cloud have certain addresses. Now address bus is a group of lines which is unidirectional. Bits flow only in one direction. It is used by CPU to send the address of memory location to be accessed. Means here it is one way communication. It is also used by CPU to select particular input and output ports. Suppose you want to take a data through USB from your mobile phone. Now this method is not usually used these days very popularly, but certain years ago there were ports associated with your CPU and which had some basic importance. The port which could import the data faster with a faster speed was always used to connect your mobile phone through the USB connection. This was the importance of USB or the address bus in your day to day life. Then why was that particular port having high speed? The reason is to export or to import data to the computer. Import data means to bring data to the computer. Export data means to transfer your data from the computer to any nearby device. It could be a pen drive, it could be your mobile phone, it could be an external hard disk, or it could be multi-port connected to the phone or to your CPU in order to communicate the data. Then we have data bus. Now what is the use of address bus? Did anybody take that into consideration? Address bus could be used for input and output. So through address bus, if you want to find a particular location on any of the drives of your CPU, the work could be done through the address bus. It may consist of 8, 12 or 16 lines, means 1 bit, 1.5 bit, not bit, 1 byte, 1.5 byte or 2 bytes information of your address could be transferred through this. Here we require the usage of hexadecimal number system. Then this then we have data bus. Data bus is a bidirectional bus. Data flow occurs in both direction in CPU as well as in peripheral devices. So the group of lines which are required here is the size of group of lines which are parallel lines used for the process of numbering is the half byte size, 1 byte size, 1.5 byte size and 2 byte size. Now what is half byte? Half byte is 4 bits, 1 byte is 8 bits, 8 bits. Then comes 1.5 byte which is 12 bits and 16 bits means 2 bytes. For example, a microprocessor 8080A has 8-bit data bus. The word length and the quantum of the data, quantum means the size of the data. Don't relate this with quantum mechanics, very important for everyone. So can be manipulated by the size of the data bus. Now I am taking only examples associated with your textbook because these are required to write answers in the final board exam. Then comes the control bus. This bus contains a number of individual lines carrying synchronizing signals. Now, what is synchronization? Synchronization is a process in which all the things work together. Now, suppose you want to perform a recording on your mobile phone, then what all devices from your phone are being required to perform this recording? You require front end or back end camera, you require a recorder, and with that you have to have full or 75% battery charge, which is a basic requirement of any mobile phone. A mobile phone cannot perform secondary functions unless and until the charge available in the mobile phone is in better range. The battery time or the ability to serve all the functions through its charge, through the battery charge, is very much important for developing high quality output. So now we will come to the concept of control bus. Inside control bus, what exactly happens? This bus contains a number of individual lines carrying synchronizing signals. It sends output control signals to memory and CPU. The input and output ports ensure the proper operation. The best example is your desired memory location is to be accessed. So CPU first sends out the address of the location